Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Lei Mui, and my partners are Suri and Siu Teng sitting over there. Um, our workshop is a 2.5-day workshop. Let me share first how we came up with this title, Coffee, Tea and Conflicts. Last year, while we were preparing for this IBAP project, we were asked to identify issues and challenges in the EC sector. So these issues and challenges, we group them into children, parents, and staff. And when we look at the topics closely, we decided that we want to do something on communication with parents. And as we work on the project, we decided that communication, not just with parents, but also with staff, would be beneficial. So we asked ourselves, so do we want to sit down and have a nice cup of tea and coffee, or do we want to have unresolved conflicts? That's how we came up with coffee, tea, or conflicts. So let me do a little bit of sales pitch here. Come and join us, and we'll have tea and coffee. All right. Okay. Okay. We had our pilot run in November 20th and 21st. These are our 18 participants in our first pilot run. Our awesome participants, they are from very different kindergartens and childcare centers. As you can see from the picture, there is variety and there is diversity. Okay, our objectives for our workshop is basically to help our participants communicate confidently as well as to improve personal effectiveness. Okay. During our workshop, we touch on few theories. Stephen Covey, we had a discussion on the 7 habits, but we focus more on habit 5, which is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Right? We also talk about the 5 pillars of leadership, but with a focus on progressing from level 1 to level 2. We want our participants to be confidently saying that people follow them, not because they tell them to, but because they want to, right? And then we also share on Kotter's 8-step model. So for day 1 and day 2, we talk about the habit 5 as well as leadership levels, and we also touch on making deposits in the emotional bank account. Right? There's also habits. The 4 stages of emphatic listening. Right. Sorry. On day 3 itself, we talk about Kotter's 8-step. That's when we gave, after we showed the framework to the participants, we gave them an assignment to do. That means they have to go back and implement something using this 8-step model. Right? And throughout our 2.5-day workshop, we emphasize a lot on relationship and trust, because we believe that these 2 elements are very important they are critical in building culture in the center. On instructional matters, as you can see from the pictures, we have group discussions, we had pair activity, and they had their group presentations. Okay. On the 3rd day, which is actually it just happened last week, the half-day workshop, they came back and we had live survey with them using the Vox vote. And from the survey result, we went into class discussion. So it was real time, right? And the independent study is what I mentioned earlier, where they are given the Kotter's framework, where they went back and they do it and they see how they can implement it in the center, and they bring it back and they present it to us in class last Tuesday. All right. This is the feedback from our participants. I also want to thank our participant Chin Yin. She was given very short time. As I mentioned earlier, we only did our last session last Tuesday, and she had to scramble over the weekends to prepare for us. We want to thank her for that. So now I'll hand over to Chin Yin to present.